13 News Now at 5 begins in storm mode. We're tracking a few thunderstorms and a cold front moving through. But what you're going to see is going to depend on where you live in Hampton Roads. Good evening, I'm David Allen.
And I'm Arrianee LeBeau. Janet Roach has the night off. Our cameras captured dark skies covering Norfolk just a few minutes ago. Well, Evan, where's the storm activity right now?
Most of that is down across North Carolina, where for about another minute or so, we have this severe thunderstorm warning for Camden, Currituck, Pasquotank, and Perquimans. Again, that'll go out of effect at 5 o'clock, so here for about the next minute or so. And there have been some indications on radar of maybe some small hail with those storms as they've been working along the north shore here of the Albemarle Sound. Right now, mainly from Poplar Branch down through Currituck County as you head down 158 and then back along the north shore again of the Albemarle Sound. We'll zoom in, give you a closer look at where some of the heaviest of the rain is. Right now approaching Jarvisburg and Olds, working its way off towards the east. So if you're out towards Duck, look across the Sound, you can see that big storm coming. It's headed your way. And as you head up towards Corolla, we're seeing some of that heavier rain. Also back towards the west down here south and east of Weeksville as you head down towards, Sound Neck Road, looking at some of that heavier rain. Continuing to slide off towards the east. Now, the storm that moved through Virginia Beach earlier, we had a 58-mile-per-hour wind gust reported at Sandbridge. So again, some gusty winds with these storms. The good news is they're out of Virginia. They're slowly working their way out of northeastern North Carolina. So over the next several hours, again, we're looking at those chances of rain going down. You can see the updated forecast coming in and notice that skies will be clearing out and temperatures will be dropping as well down into the 40s by 10 o'clock tonight. Now, when I come back, we'll track those thunderstorms and I'll have much more on some wild swings and temperatures coming up in a few minutes.
Breaking right now in Nevada, we've just gotten word that an F-16 jet has crashed. It happened just a few hours ago during a routine training mission. The jet was based at Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas. No word on how the pilot is doing. This comes less than 24 hours after 4 crew members died when a Marine helicopter crashed in California.
2 people hit each by a car in the same Norfolk intersection in less than a day. The latest victim, a 66-year-old man, hit this morning at West Little Creek Road and Newport Avenue in Ward's Corner. He's in the hospital right now. And last night, a man was killed after being hit in that same intersection. 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves is live in Norfolk with more. Stephen?
Well, Arrianee, I'll tell you what, we've been at this intersection all day and it is very busy. You have apartments here and homes. We spoke to some witnesses who saw the accidents and the aftermath. The details they give are chilling.
We was in the street, you know, about to turn, go to 7-Eleven or whatever.
That's when Marco Briggs and his friends say they saw something they've never seen before along West Little Creek Road in Norfolk.
He gets hit from this intersection all the way to that street pole, bro.
I mean, he flew above the street light. It was wild.
Mike Rhodes and Quante Robinson say they helped the man who was jogging. They say the driver stayed on scene. The jogger was lifeless on the pavement.
He had headphones, but he was definitely in a crosswalk. It shouldn't happen the way it did.
Police say he later died in the hospital last night. But less than a day later into this morning, they were back at the intersection of West Little Creek and Newport Avenue. Another man was hit. In today's incident, Norfolk police say that woman was turning left off of Newport onto West Little Creek Road. That 66-year-old man struck in this crosswalk. That driver was also cited. Police say that man is expected to be okay. 2 pedestrian accidents. What does that do to your mind?
It makes me not want to cross the street no more, not want to go nowhere.
Police say there were no other accidents here in the past year until now, but 20-year resident Sandra Webb says she's seen enough close calls and something needs to be done.
But the cars they just seem to be, you know, coming real fast and everything.
And back out here live, police are investigating that fatal crash incident, and they will later see if that driver will be charged. Now, police did say that they don't think speed was a factor in either of these crashes, but after we talked to a spokesperson and told them residents' concerns, that spokesman says that he'll pass the information along and hopefully get some speed monitoring out here at this intersection. For now, live in Norfolk, I'm Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.
Number of motorcyclists killed in Virginia last year is the highest in a decade. The DMV just released new numbers showing 107 biker deaths on Virginia roads. That's nearly a 50% increase from the 72 deaths in the state in 2016. 28 of the crash deaths in 2017 happened in Hampton Roads. The DMV urges bikers and motorists to do their part to prevent deaths this year. Motorcyclists should always wear safety gear, remain alert, travel at a safe speed, and never drink and drive. As for drivers, look out for motorcyclists and check your blind spots.
The driver accused in a crash that killed a Chesapeake City employee was in court. Well, today, Courtney Arrianee waived his right to a preliminary hearing. His trial is now set for June 14th. Arrianee is charged with second-degree murder in the death of 51-year-old George Harris. On October 3rd, police say they tried to pull Arrianee over, but he refused to stop. Now, during a chase, police say Arrianee lost control of his car and crashed into a Chesapeake Waste Management truck. Both vehicles went into a ditch. Harris died from his injuries.
Just in, arrests in 2 arson and bomb threat incidents in Virginia Beach. Last night, a woman claimed she had a bomb at a 7-Eleven on Pleasure House Road. Investigators determined the device was not a bomb. The woman is in jail tonight, facing charges. In an unrelated incident yesterday morning, fire investigators say a man intentionally set fire at a house on Dam Neck Road. Authorities later found the man in Spotsylvania County. He will be charged with arson. Motives for both incidents are unknown. Happening now, a group of Virginia Beach residents speaking out against a plan to build new townhomes. They say the designated area along Shore Drive and Pendleton Avenue is just too small for the proposed development. 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton is live in Virginia Beach with more on the plan.
Well, David, many people living here want to know when enough is enough. Now, I want you to take a look across the street. You can see they're actually building townhomes right there right now. They're actually still under construction, and that is exactly what could be happening right here. You can see there's a rezoning sign for a multi-use family facility, which would be townhomes, and neighbors say they do not want that.
Well, they're trying to replicate the population density of downtown Tokyo.
This is a look at the proposed plans handed over to me by a concerned community member. A developer wants to build several condominium-style townhomes right before the Lesnar Bridge.
The area that is available to them is quite small. 6 townhouses built there with parking will really cram it in.
People living in the area say no way. Their reasoning, the chance of more flooding, parking, and the possibility of the developer cutting down several trees, some being oak.
There's no doubt in my mind it was going to happen, just a question of when.
I reached out to the city of Virginia Beach. A spokesperson told me the plans for the 6 townhomes have been submitted and a traffic study is complete. Now it's headed through the zoning process.
I don't want to disturb the quiet character of this neighborhood.
And neighbors say they're not giving up without a fight.
I'm attempting to rally the Ocean Park Civic League at this point. I've sent out several emails.
Now, coming up on 13 News Now at 6, hear from a local business owner who sees both the positive and negatives of this proposed plan. Live in Virginia Beach, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
Tomorrow, local Navy families will say goodbye to their loved ones aboard the USS Winston S. Churchill. That's when the guided missile destroyer is expected to deploy. The ship will leave Naval Station Norfolk for the Navy's 5th and 6th Fleet areas of operation. Those areas include the Persian Gulf and Europe. The Trump administration is working with governors to immediately deploy the National Guard to the U.S. and Mexico border. This announcement came in just about an hour ago. The goal is to combat illegal immigration. And here's the shocking part. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen says troops could begin heading to the border as soon as tonight. President Trump has been frustrated by an increase in illegal border crossings and Congress's refusal to pay for a border wall.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since the White House announced President Trump's latest order to ban most transgender personnel from serving in the military. Tonight, for the first time, we hear from someone who's been there and done that. 13 News Now reporter Mike Gooding introduces us to a transgender veteran who doesn't like the decision.
When I was still in the Navy, I identified actually as gay because I figured out that I was attracted to women before I figured out that I was trans.
For Ethan Cusick, it has been quite a journey from his days as Lieutenant Radar Intercept Officer in an F-14 Tomcat aboard the USS Enterprise to now out of the Navy as he makes his transition to a man.
I can tell you I've started my transition. I started my medical transition. I take hormones, and I did a legal name change, legal gender change, all those things a couple of years ago.
Ethan, who asked that we not use his former name, has no reservations when it comes to speaking his mind about President Trump's decision to ban transgender men and women from military service.
When I first heard about it last year, I was furious because it's completely ridiculous.
The White House said troops with a history or diagnosis of gender dysphoria, those who may require substantial medical treatment, cannot serve. Their presence, the White House said, presents considerable risk to military effectiveness and lethality.
It doesn't affect me directly anymore because I'm a veteran. I'm not in the military anymore. But it directly affects my brothers and sisters that are in the military. And that, you know, it's like you're yanking the rug out from underneath them.
A 2016 study by the Rand Corporation estimated there were between 1,320 and 6,630 transgender service members out of a total force of 1.3 million. Mike Gooding, 13 News Now.
And get ready to roll in Norfolk. The city launches a bike share service Friday. Pace is the new dockless bike share service powered by Zagster. It allows people to rent and return bikes with their smartphones at any public or Pace bike rack. Norfolk will become the first city in Virginia and the fourth city in the country to offer Pace. The launch is Friday at 11 a.m. at the Civic Plaza patio in front of Norfolk City Hall if you're interested.